It's DomiNations time. Welcome back, fellas. Yesterday I started some kind of new episode at my channel because I recognized some kind of demand for it. I called it Assessment Center, and I want to do some kind of, I don't know, coaching for other players which are interested in getting or receiving my opinion towards their attacks, what could be improved, and it will be about the whole attack itself, so about troop composition, tactics you chose, and especially both of these characteristics or aspects in relation to the enemy you have to attack. So comparison of both ages, the defense stage or the defense progress stage of the defender, the your own offense stage, then mistakes and very good aspects during the attack itself, and so on. And I uploaded one video yesterday, and the response was quite immense. I received more than 10 videos right now, and I think we will do about 2 more videos now in this episode. If you are interested, just get into contact with me. There are multiple ways how you can share your attacks to me and how I can evaluate for them for you. If you want to we can do so anonymous. Otherwise, I will tell your name and a little bit of background, which alliance is fighting against which alliance. So don't much talk today. Let's start immediately. So here we are first. The player we are talking about is Stoffel, about the current alliance where I am in. It's the Wehrmacht, and he's, like you can obviously, an industrial player. Also, some of the viewers below my last video commented that it would be pretty helpful, especially for less experienced player and player in lower ages, to explain the troop constellation and also mention why there are sometimes different the different total troop capacities and which stage the troops are. All troops you can see over here are industrial mechs. So we see nation-specific infantry guys and also 154 instead of 140 industrial troop capacities, which is a clear incidence that that here is a Roman player is playing. Because of the additional 10% of troop capacity, he has 154 instead of 140 troops. We see industrial shooters, industrial tanks, healing cards, wall sappers, artillery, even Gatling guns, and one event plane. Also, the planes are maximum leveled. They are triplanes. We have one Hessian cavalry and 2 flame tanks. Generals, we only have 1 available. I think the second general is maybe dead. Otherwise, I don't know why he would have taken only 1 general with him into battle. I would definitely give you the recommendation, take all of your troops with you. Alliance troops, we have 1 veteran bazooka guy, 1 atomic age shooter, and 2 atomic age field howitzers. 2 offense coalitions. Tactics, we can see 1 time protect, 4 times sabotage, 1 troop card, strength of the gladiator, and blitzkrieg. So in total it's a very common composition of tactics, but we see he's using blitzkrieg, so Brandenburg Gate, and strength of the gladiator, so Colosseum, so maximum power out of the tactics he has. In total, I can recognize he has about 4, 5, 6, some kind of 7, 8 tanks. So this is quite a huge amount of tanks. Probably I would consider, especially against higher bases, taking less tanks with you, because the tanks are just some kind of meat shields, and they are not getting really damaged. So I would think about taking less tanks with yourself, or even thinking about, and I'm mentioning at every video, don't take your own tanks with you if you are not French or Greek. Take your own howitzers or whatever with yourself, or artillery, and let you donate some nation-specific tanks, because they are always better than your own tanks. So that's about the troop composition. He could have taken less tanks with himself. Level 5 and level 4, offense coalition, we see the enemy is pretty much industrial maxed out. All important buildings, such as bunkers, such as mortars, tank depots, are maxed out. The sniper tower is not maxed out, and the air defense, but most of them are. Also, our attacker is maxed out, but he has 2 offense coalitions, so in total he is quite an advantage about the enemy. We have 2 town centers over here and some kind of midway in between where you can anticipate many traps. Now the row or the order of troops he's dropping, he starts with his riflemen, which is a pretty good choice over here. We have no towers, no readouts which can harm them, and if you have already deployed the troops, the shooters, which are the most, you don't have trouble about them because all of the other troops have a really low amount. He also has dropped his dropped his wall sapper pretty early. In this attack it's quite okay, but in other attacks when you have some kind of high level towers, castles or even cannon towers, especially cannon towers, next to the walls, you have to be you have to wait because otherwise the wall sapper is getting crashed very early. In this attack it's quite okay. All of his troops are dropped. The speed of dropping was also quite okay, no problem. Now he sabotaged. The sabotage location was quite okay. He took the bunker and the mortar together with the town center a little bit early for my opinion, because you see he's very good waiting until the mortar is gone. Now he's rallying in, so he could also have sabotaged a little bit later. He's waiting for all of his troops and gets nearly all of his troops with protection. Nothing to complain about. But now you can see the town center is has fallen. He's a little bit in problems of micromanagement because he used his strength of the gladiator, and you see the tanks are spawning. Now he used his blitzkrieg. The blitzkrieg was definitely not bad used, but I think before the attack he has quite spotted the enemy and searched some kind of location where to put the blitzkrieg so that it has the biggest effect. But now what you can see, all of the buildings which are mostly hit by the blitzkrieg are over here. We have over here the castle, so he has not recognized or he has not thought about that the town center has already gone. If he would have deployed his blitzkrieg over here, he would have get all of the same buildings together with the castle. That's not a big deal about this attack now, but in total you should especially at stronger attacks where it has quite some kind of big effect, you should think about where to place the blitzkrieg. Blitzkrieg is now already over, but his troops are still protected, so no problem. We have already 40% because of his strong offense. He rallied his troops and he got the second town center, so the quick victory is done. The mortar is firing. Now he has to do something. Yes, he's sabotaging. Yeah, he sabotaged. He could have done a better sabotage. If he would have hit the mortar perfectly in the center, he would have avoided, or he would have got the tower, the mortar, and the bunker together. Because the sabotage tower has no effect now. He got the castle, which is also done. The mortar is away. The other mortar is only shooting at his tanks, so no problem at all. He's not getting hectical. He's just waiting. Yeah, now also the mortar is gone and most of the defense is quite done. So the attack is almost over. Let's see how he uses his infantry guys. You see also he has 5 infantry guys dabei, which is quite a very common composition currently, because so you can just clean up bases where you have very spread out buildings in the end. But he seems not to use them. Like we anticipated, many traps are at the inside, at the middle, or at the center between both town centers. Yeah, so everything is over. 5 stars. But like there he is dropping his infantry guys. Another point about the infantry guys, he also drops all of his infantry guys at just 1 point. That's definitely no advantage. Drop 1 over here, so next to the oil refinery, 1 over here, and over here. So you maximize the outcome. Don't let them out or deploy them all at one place like he's doing. There's no difference now in this attack, but in other attacks it can quite make a difference. All in all, we can sum up, he was in advantage about the enemy. Both were the same age, but nevertheless, quite well done, I think. There were no major problems, only some little slightly minor aspects which could be improved. So here we are at the second attack. It's the same player, so we don't have to talk about the troop composition. It's Roman again, industrial mechs, 2 offense collisions. Again, we only see 1 general. I cannot understand why this is happening, but probably he wants to save some oil, I don't know. We have the same mercenary composition. We have this time 1 global howitzer, some industrial Chinese riflemen, and some global age riflemen. So The composition is quite okay. Again, in my opinion, a little bit too much or too many tanks. Again, you can see the enemy has a Forbidden City layout. It's some kind like industrial max. The bunkers are not maxed out, but most of the other buildings are. The towers are not. He's dropping his shooters first. Now he's getting a little bit into trouble. Unable to drop all of his shooters. Getting all of his other troops behind. What was now a slightly problem of him, he did not deploy his submachine guns or his Gatling guns. Then he deployed really directly next to his troops. His coalition troops, I would have saved them probably to clean up the base or for some emergency case. And because of his early drop of the tanks, we had only one garrison over here, and next building is the fort. So the tanks will definitely head for the fort and trigger it. And I think, yeah, they are triggering the fort. So generals are coming down. If you are talking about an industrial player, that should not make that big deal. But if you are talking about a global age player, you can be sure that he has researched at a specific stage the redoubt or the Gatling gun defenders for the fort, and they are pretty strong, and they are able to smash your tanks in, or also all of your other troops if they are accumulated together at a small point very fast. You see he has also sabotaged sniper tower, cannon tower and mortar, which was quite a good location for sabotage, but really much too early. You see the mortar is quite not shooting. He was completely not shooting, and if he would have shot, he only would have shot his tanks, which were no problem at all. So be careful with your sabotage. Also town center sabotage, much too early. He wanted to be sure that the mortar is not shooting at his troops when he's rallying in, but that was definitely too early. One wasted sabotage. His troops are heading outwards because he rallied that close in. He has sabotaged the last mortar. The first mortar is now not done. Now the mortar is done, but that was definitely too early. The next mortar is done, and a sabotage for the town center, which was also quite early. His rally inside was a little bit, I don't know, I would have rallied more close to the mortar and to the town center. But in total, no problem. He got the quick victory even. 4 seconds remaining, all of the mortars are done. Now his troops are spreading out, and now it's important to care about the last depot he did. The bunker he did also, and there is a bunker. His troops are spreading out, and that was not a good idea, I think. He called in his planes, and they will directly fly above both of these towers. If the towers would be leveled higher, or if the enemy would have had one defense coalition, the planes would be done. Always make sure if there are some towers in the flight direction of your planes to call in one plane for the tower, and then planes also only for the ordinary target. Now he's rallying his troops back together. I would not have done this. I can recommend to you, if in the very late attack, when there are not very many dangerous buildings standing, let your troops spread out, but keep an eye on them, because he did not do that, because he did not let them spread out, here could spawn some more tanks, which were done otherwise, and the bunker is quite not done. So this rally was quite too much, but it will definitely not cost him the attack. Again, these are minor problems. Also, the stronghold is getting triggered, especially at stronger world wars, where you have enemies which are paying for troop cards or investing in troop cards, whatever. It should be a really big concern about you to get the stronghold not spawning. During the whole game, he was not using his Gatling gunners, so one way he is not needing them, and then the question is, why did he take them with him? Or other way is he forgot about them, and then I would just check my tactic screen and now deploy them. You also saw he deployed all of his infantry guys directly close together and next to each other. Like I already mentioned, that's quite not a good idea. Just spread them out. You could have placed one over here, which makes your attack in total faster. If we are talking about the next update, which should come in April now, we are talking about stars, which are getting compared to the enemy alliance, then average destruction, and if all of them are stalemated, you will talk about the time you need at an enemy base, and you can save valuable seconds if you use your infantry guys and all of your troops more wisely. In total, 5-star attack, he was an advantage about the enemy, no problem. We have talked already 40 minutes, so I have to hurry a little bit. Now we are talking about Veiviedel, a player which we already saw yesterday evening. He's attacking at enemy number 3, which was our strongest enemy in the current World War. We have pretty many global age upgraded buildings. We have 3 sniper towers, which are pretty strong, 4 global age mortars, 4 atomic age mortars, 3 atomic age depots, 1 global bunker and 1 atomic bunker, so pretty strong defense. 1 level 3 offense coalition, so he is definitely, I would call it, in disadvantage about the enemy. You see this, you see it, Forbidden City layout, pretty much low defense buildings. So interesting battle, definitely. You can also see we have global age infantry, global age shooters, healing cards, howitzers, industrial Gatling gunners, 3 generals, mercenaries, and donated troops. We have 3 sabotage tactics, I think, blitzkrieg, strength of the gladiator, and I don't know, betrayal, protection. He's dropping first with 3-point drop technique, really fast his shooters, then getting the Gatling gunners behind, howitzers, generals, donated, mercs, and the supply cards. Oh, he's playing with decoy. Okay, so I gave the advice to him: train your decoy skills, because in future you will definitely need the decoy when the sabotage tactic will cost about 2 capacity spaces instead of 1. What is he doing now? Let's see. Oh, okay, he's using his first decoy. Problem about this is the decoy is pretty strong and it's also very durable. So it's standing there for about 40 to up to 50 minutes, depending on the upgrade stage. But the big disadvantage about the decoy is it has a quite huge range, and so first it can trigger very dangerous buildings such as the stronghold and the town center, and also it has a big disadvantage against cannon towers, because cannon towers have high damage and can smash a decoy within 2 or 3 shots. He deployed his decoy so close to the town center that first town center is getting triggered, second there is a cannon tower. If he would have triggered or placed the decoy way over here, it would be definitely better, I think. Now you can see town center is getting triggered. He has pretty much luck, because in the town center there are quite no troops, but also the decoy is wasted now, like I told you. So the location of the decoy was quite not optimum. He also has to care about the mortars. Wow, that were many actions at once. So he has to care about the mortars, because they can smash troops really fast. He deployed a second decoy and then the blitzkrieg. The blitzkrieg was quite good chosen, so all of the important buildings such as bunkers and depots are shut down. Strength of the gladiator. Come on. Now the mortars are heading for his troops. We see he has 26 of his riflemen, 25, both mortars are shooting. This is dangerous. 6 riflemen, and now it's getting pretty dangerous. If you have no support troops for your damage dealers, such as artillery, it is getting really harsh to kill the base. He has still 1 sabotage remaining and 2 more mortars. He deploys one of his infantry guys down here to the oil refinery, which was not bad. Sabotage. The sabotage location was very well chosen. Here he also deploys some infantry guys, and that's definitely not good, because he deployed the infantry guys and his troops were already in disadvantage, because they have no more supporters, only healing truck and some howitzers. Now he can really pretty much anticipate that the enemy at this high stage has resistance chapter researched, and like you probably know, barracks, factories and other buildings spawn some troops if you destroy them. He destroyed them, and now he's giving his troops some more opponent which he cannot fight. Okay, he took both of them, of these ordinary tanks. I would have chosen probably for the heavy tank with my betrayal tactic. He also triggered the Pentagon with the general, so he has very many opponents now. Only 1 howitzer remaining, so this battle is pretty much done. This has also no more health. He rallied his troops, used his planes. Yeah, that was successful. But he also triggered the Flarak, or the SAM batteries. And now the battle is already done. Probably he's getting 4 stars, I don't know. In total, he should definitely be more careful about his decoy, because decoy has some very valuable aspects, such as triggering traps and getting all of the buildings, no matter whether defenders or shooting buildings, to pay their attention for them. But at the other side, they are triggering many more defenders if you place them in a bad location than you would have triggered ordinary. And it can be smashed really easy by a cannon tower. So he wasted one of his decoys. The second was quite okay. And he has to care, especially at higher bases, such as this one, more about the mortars, because they are pretty badass. So we have 69%, nearly 4 stars. I think if we take into consideration that a global player is attacking here some kind of atomic age minus player, so some very strong atomic buildings indeed, but also some buildings at a lower stage. This was quite an okay attack. Some things to be optimized in the future. Yeah. Hopefully you enjoyed the video, guys. If you're interested, give me a little link below in the comment section. Also, if you have some opinions to improve about the videos. Your domination tips.